The Israeli army confirmed that the fourth body handed over by Hamas has not been matched to any of the captives. The IDF in a social media post stated this following the completion of an examination at the National Institute of Forensic Medicine. It further said that Hamas is required to make all necessary efforts to return the deceased hostages. 3 of the 4 bodies of Israeli hostages in Gaza returned by Hamas late Tuesday have been identified. The slain hostages were identified as 20-year-old Tamir Nimrodi, whose fate was unclear until his body was identified. 35-year-old Uriel Baruch, who was killed at the Nova Music Festival on October 7th and was kidnapped to Gaza. 53-year-old Etienne Levy, who was missing for over 2 months after the October 7th attack, before the Israeli army informed his family that he was dead and his remains were held by Hamas. Hamas has so far released 20 living hostages and 8 bodies under the US-brokered Gaza peace deal, still keeping 20 bodies that Hamas is committed to handing over under the ceasefire agreement. Meanwhile, 8 trucks bound for Gaza were seen moving from Egypt's Rafah early on Wednesday, with several others lined up at the border area. According to Israel's public broadcaster, Israel will allow Gaza's Rafah border crossing with Egypt to open on Wednesday and increase the amount of humanitarian aid coming into the enclave after Hamas handed over 8 bodies of deceased hostages. Under the agreement brokered by US President Trump, Hamas was due to hand over all hostages, both living and dead, within 72 hours of the truce coming into effect last Friday. Further, reemergent Hamas fighters demonstrated that they were reasserting control in Gaza by deploying hundreds of security forces in the streets and executing several people they accused of collaborating with Israel. The outlook for Trump's peace plan darkened further when the president threatened Hamas with military strikes unless the militant group disarmed.
I don't have to explain that to you, but if they don't disarm, we will disarm them. They know I'm not playing games, okay? Now, we did something monumental. We got the hostages back. That was the first thing we had to do. Above all else, get the hostages back. Now, they misrepresented because we were told they had 26, 24 of dead hostages, if we can use those terms. And it seems as though they don't have that.